Wow guys, VTIQ stock here has gone parabolic the last few days, and a lot of you have been asking me to do a video on this stock because it might be the next Tesla. Just in the last 5 days, it's up over 100% as of recording this video, doubling your investment in this stock. So what exactly is this VTIQ stock? Why has it gone parabolic recently? Why is there so much interest in this stock all of a sudden? And of course, you guys want to know, is it worth speculating in the stock right now for some massive gains? So I'm going to cover all of this and more in today's video, and I'm going to share my personal thoughts on this as well. I'm going to explain what VTIQ is, I'm going to explain why the stock's gone parabolic here, and I'm going to spend some time breaking down what investors are so excited about with this stock. But anyways, if you enjoy this content, hit that like button down below and let's get into it. So what is VTIQ? So taken from their website directly, the company's name is VectoIQ. And it's the premier partner for leading organizations participating in the rapid transition towards mobility as a service and an autonomous vehicle society. Well, that's a mouthful, but they also claim that they're the experts for the future of mobility. Their goal is to help partners and clients to develop innovative products and services for the next generation of smart transportation. And they do this by becoming a business partner to startups in the fields that they are interested in, like autonomous vehicles. And their value is to provide strategic advice, financial solutions, and talents to deliver commercial products and solutions. So it sounds like a whole bunch of jargon here, guys, but really the bottom line is, in a nutshell, this company doesn't really develop anything themselves. All they're there for is to partner with another company and help them succeed with future innovations. And guys, just as a side note here, their website is one of the worst I've seen, with low resolution images, outdated information here, and just an overall poorly designed website with text that is hard to read on the low resolution image backgrounds. And this is probably someone who created a website who just learned web development like an hour or two before they created it. Now, after doing some digging here personally, it does kind of make sense why they put pretty much no effort into their website, and it probably was created by someone who just learned web development an hour prior. And that's because they don't want to spend any money here, because this company is just a shell company. Taken directly from their SEC filing, the company was formed for the purpose of effecting a merger, share exchange, asset acquisition, stock purchase, recapitalization, reorganization, or similar business combination with one or more businesses. So that's pretty interesting. It's a shell company here, but why has their stock gone up so much in the last few weeks? Well, back in early March, when the stock market, began its tumble, Nikola and VectoIQ announced a merger which would bring the two companies together and position them as a much better and serious competitor to companies like Tesla in the EV space. Now, this merger came with a whole bunch of good news for Nikola as a company here, and the proceeds from this would go towards accelerating its portfolio of battery, electric, and hydrogen-fueled electric vehicles, targeting zero emissions globally. They would also then build out a hydrogen station infrastructure to support its vehicles, similar to what Tesla does with the supercharging network, I believe. Now, what's interesting is that they also claim to have 14,000 pre-orders currently, which totals up to $10 billion of potential revenue that can be realized over time when this company expands production. And this currently puts the value of the merger as of March 3rd at $3.3 billion. And once the merger closes, the new combined company will retain the name Nikola Corporation, and the new ticker symbol that it'll be traded under will be NKLA. So that's some pretty interesting stuff here. We saw a merger happen in early March, and a lot of us didn't really see this because, the media was really focused on the stock market crashing, and this news kind of got buried. But Nikola, for some time now, has been a serious threat in the future for Tesla. Their focus is electric vehicles. They're not like other manufacturers that, build another car and then do a side project on electric. No. These guys focus on electric just like Tesla. Here we can get a snapshot of the fleet that Nikola has. And you'll notice something different compared to Tesla, and that is that most of their fleet is semi-trucks, and they have a pickup truck here as well. Now, if you follow Tesla, you know that they also have plans to release both a semi-truck and a pickup truck as well, and they have shown off prototypes for these, but production is still a year or two away. This gives Nikola the opportunity to really compete head-to-head with Tesla in this market and have their own product out around the same time, or possibly even sooner than Tesla, because Tesla is currently focused here on ramping up Model 3 and Model Y production globally. So I mean, this sounds pretty exciting. kind of makes sense why investors are pumped here with this company or future of this company. But this was announced back in March, guys. So why is the stock all of a sudden now here in May rallying? So if we look at the chart, we can see back in March, we did see a spike when this news came out. And at the time, it was a huge spike for the stock. But now in hindsight, it's a mini spike that's dwarfed by the recent movement the stock has seen. Now, the reason we're seeing this spike right now is because we got some news that the deal is actually close to finalizing right now, with some major hurdles passed and the merger vote set to take place shortly. Usually when there's news on a merger or acquisition, like what we saw with Uber and Grubhub recently, which I did make a video on, so check that out, we see the stock price spike on the news, and then again possibly spike on confirmation of the news, and then finally when the deal is closed or more or less guaranteed to be closed, we see another spike or the stock just maintains its high price. There's usually a lot of regulatory steps to clear before a company gets a green light to merge, and that's kind of where Nikola and VectoIQ is currently. So pretty much here, the recent stock price kind of rally, parabolic rally, whatever you want to call it, is because this merger is very close to finalizing. Back in March, it was announced, people got excited, but they knew there were a lot of hurdles to overcome. And now it seems like these two companies have pretty much gotten to the point where it's going to happen and these companies can work together to form a potential competitor to Tesla. So now, does it make sense to own VTIQ stock today with, of course, the mindset that you're going to be holding the combined company shares in the next few months potentially? Now, in my opinion, I just want to get this out there. I think that this merger will clear. I don't see any reason why this would get blocked or not be able to pass here. So there's no risk really, in my opinion, with that aspect. And now from an investment perspective, this is actually a pretty interesting company. So back in March, it was valued at around $3.3 billion, but they had $10 billion of potential orders to fulfill, which means that this company has a good amount of customers and revenue to realize over the next few years. So from my perspective, with those numbers, it looks enticing, but what I'm going to do is actually wait for this merger to finalize, see what the combined company's valuation is at that time, and then make a decision of if it's an investment that I would be interested in. Now, of course, guys, the real risk here, in my opinion, is that even once this company merges and they start on the path to production for the semi-trucks and the pickup truck, it's going to be a long road to actually get there, and they may not hit their production goals. They have $10 billion worth of orders waiting, but that doesn't mean that those orders will stick around if this company takes too long and Tesla beats them to it. The hope right now is that they will ramp up production of its battery electric truck by next year and its fuel electric truck by 2023. And in my opinion, if they can get this first truck out next year, they may actually beat Tesla to it with the Tesla Semi, because that was planned for last year, but it's now pushed back to 2021. So it'll be a close race to see which of these two companies get there first for this big untapped market. Now, I'm not going to say I'm ruling out this company as a potential future investment. I already love this space. I have a pretty big position in Tesla. But when I look at Nikola's financials right now, it actually doesn't really make sense to me here. I see that revenue today is pretty much negligible. There's no revenue. So how can I justify paying for a company that literally brings in no revenue? The problem with the stock right now is that, in my opinion, it's not an investment, it's a 100% speculation, as the company has not even proven itself yet. They don't have any sales, but they do have future orders, and you're really betting on the fact that they'll be able to fulfill those future orders in the time frame that they promised. So while there is risk, and I'm not really a huge fan of speculating on a concept, just pretty much what this is right now, there is definitely a ton of money to be made here, and this is one of the better speculations, in my opinion, for a company if you're looking for a pure gamble. There's a pretty good chance that this will succeed. There's a pretty good chance that they will actually be able to create those trucks and fulfill those orders. So it's not really as bad as it seems, because there's been a lot of companies in the past that have tried this and failed, but this company looks positioned to succeed. For me, guys, it's just way too much speculation right now at these prices. There's definitely tons of money to be made both on the up and down side of this, but I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines here and watching this stock closely. All I'm going to say is, do you remember NIO? Yeah, me neither. And I'm still holding some shares that I bought last year, which I believe was my hedge against Tesla. And guys, I've made up those losses in NIO many times over with my Tesla investment. But just keep in mind that NIO did have this exact same hype and speculation behind it. And now it's pretty much a forgotten company, down over 60%. But like I said, this stock here, this company could be one of the biggest home runs over the long term. it could be seen as your second chance to really get into a Tesla-like company, but at the same time, there is risk that it could turn into kind of a NIO-type company where it doesn't really do everything that investors are expecting. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I know a ton of you have been buying the stock recently, so I want to hear your best bullish thesis on this stock. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something from this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you're brand new here, but either way, don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one.